Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha, and if this is your first time stopping by, please subscribe. So happy Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak for any of my Muslims celebrating. So I'm going to give a very brief history lesson of what Ramadan is for anyone who isn't Muslim on my channel. So Ramadan is a holy month of fasting for Muslims. So Muslims don't eat or drink anything from sunrise to sunset, and yes, not even water for all those people who are always asking. So the start of Ramadan is usually decided by the new moon sighting in Saudi Arabia. So when a new month starts, that is the new month of Ramadan. And during this month, a lot of Muslims just spend time with their families, they read Quran, they pray, they give charity, like they just really try to get closer to God and just try to be the best versions of themselves. So this is my third year fasting in college, but this is gonna be my first time fully fasting here. So typically the semester ends when Ramadan is still going on, so I'm able to go home and do it with my family. But this year it is 100% at school. So I really wanted to film this video with breakfast / suhoor ideas. And if you don't know what suhoor is, it's basically the meal you eat for breakfast, like before starting your fast. So this is the meal you would eat right before sunrise. And I don't know about y'all, but I am just someone who doesn't have all the time in the world to cook 5-star meals at that time. Like, I'm tired, I'm probably gonna try to get to bed fast because I have class the next day. So I really wanted to show this video to give you really easy recipe ideas. A lot of these recipes, or all of them actually, took me less than 10 minutes. They didn't require a lot of ingredients and they were pretty affordable. If you're someone who's also fasting in college like me, or even if you're not and you just want really easy, healthy-ish recipes for suhoor, then this video is just for you. So without further ado, let's begin this video. So I made like 4 or 5 recipes that I think are just really easy to make. Like, I was not in the kitchen for too long and I feel like they really are filling. So the first recipe I have showed on my channel many times. This is something that I love to eat for breakfast on a regular day because of how quick it is, but it also tastes really good, and I love how you can customize it however you want. So first we are making avocado toast. If you've been on my channel long enough, then you should have saw this coming. So this recipe requires very few ingredients. So you're going to need avocado, lemon, everything bagel seasoning, whole grain bread, salt and pepper. So the first thing that I always do is toast my bread. So before toasting, I like to put butter on both sides because I think it just helps it toast a little easier. So while my bread is toasting, that is when I'm going to gather all of my avocado ingredients. So first I'm going to, of course, cut an avocado, scoop out some of it and put it into a bowl. And then I like to usually add some lemon juice in there. You can also add lime juice, and I add salt, pepper, and that's pretty much about it. You can add different seasonings if you'd like, but I like to keep it pretty basic. And then I mash everything up together. So I use a regular masher this time, or a real masher, but typically I use a fork, so you do not need any fancy tools for this. And I pretty much just mash it all up until the chunks are mostly gone. And then after that, once my bread is done toasting, I spread it on top. And then I also sprinkle a little bit of everything bagel seasoning because I like the little texture that it gives it. And that is pretty much it. Like, this is probably one of the easiest recipes ever. I like to eat it with scrambled eggs sometimes. You can probably eat it with turkey bacon, some fruits, yogurt, anything you'd like. This is just something that I think goes well with everything because of how simple it is. Like, there isn't too much going on. And even if you wanted, you could probably mash up the avocado, like mix all of the stuff up the night before suhoor. So in the morning, you're just toasting your breads, you know, swiping it on, and you're eating your breakfast really quick. So this recipe is one of my favorites because it is very quick, took me 5 minutes, and it is pretty affordable. So the next recipe that I'm going to make, I've been eating in my house for many years. This is just something that my whole family makes all the time. So I'm making a very basic omelet. And for my omelets, I don't typically do too much. I know some people really like to go crazy with them, but for me, I like very few vegetables in it, and that's about it really. So for your ingredients, you're obviously gonna need eggs. So I'm using brown eggs, but any eggs work. You're also going to need onions, peppers, tomato, or any vegetables that you like. And then you're also going to need salt and pepper, but you can also use any seasonings that you want. So the first thing that I do is chop up all of my vegetables and throw it into the egg mix. You can actually chop up your vegetables the night before just to save some time, but obviously I bought these right before filming. So I like to dice up my vegetables just to make it a lot easier to eat. And then I add salt and pepper into that mix, and I just whip the eggs till everything is just well put together. So that's pretty much it for the prep. The prep takes like 2 to 3 minutes. So then I throw it into my frying pan, let it do its thing. I was trying to flip with one hand. It clearly didn't turn out that great. And once the egg is fried on one side, you can turn it to the other side. It pretty much should be done cooking within like 2 to 4 minutes depending how you like your eggs. And that is it for my omelet. This is a very simple meal. I like to eat my omelets with turkey bacon. I just didn't feel like frying some today. Sometimes I can eat them with fruits. Like, it is one of those meals that also go with everything. I just feel like eggs are very basic. Like, it's a very easy breakfast meal. And yeah, I just feel like you can't go wrong with eggs. They literally go with everything. I think it's one of my favorite breakfast meals. And yeah, this one I really enjoyed making because it was super quick. The vegetables gave it a lot of flavor, so it wasn't just a bland piece of egg that I was eating. And yeah, overall, this is definitely a great recipe to have in your book. So for my next recipe, this is something that I eat all of the time for snacks at home. This is like something that I just gravitate towards a lot of the time because of how easy it is to make, how healthy it is, and how good it tastes. So we are making a smoothie slash yogurt bowl. So I love making these because I personally love fruits, and I feel like eating them with yogurt or in a smoothie bowl just make it a lot more tastier. Is that even a word? No, it's not a word. A lot tastier. And the great thing about this recipe is that you can customize it any way that you want. So you can pretty much pick any fruits, any kind of milk you want to put in it. Like, it is all up to you. But for my smoothie bowl, I use strawberries, blueberries, Greek yogurt, preferably vanilla. You can also use any milk of choice, so I prefer oat milk. And I also put granola on top, just sprinkle it on top at the end. So this is also a recipe that takes you about 5 minutes, definitely less than 10 minutes, especially if you cut your fruits up from the night before. So something that I've learned from my mom is cutting up fruits and putting it in the freezer. This also preserves your fruits a lot longer, and it's great for smoothie bowls because it will come out a lot thicker. So for the first step, you're just gonna cut up some strawberries. These strawberries were humongous, so I didn't need that many. Well, you can cut up as many as you want depending on how much you're planning to eat. So after I dice up my strawberries, I just throw a couple of blueberries in there, and then I also added some Greek yogurt to thicken it a little bit, and then a splash of oat milk just to make everything easier to blend. And that is it for the ingredients. So after that, I just blend everything together until it's a smooth consistency, and then I pour it all in a bowl and pretty much just sprinkle granola on top. So it is literally so easy to make. This is something that should not take too long. And then I also sprinkle extra fruit on top because that's just my preference. I like to have some texture for certain foods that I eat. But this is definitely one of my favorite meals, like even for a snack, for breakfast, just to put it on the side with some eggs or some toast. It's just something that's so easy, and I think it's really a great way to get those good nutrients in before you start fasting, because eating a lot of sugary foods, as much as I love my pancakes and waffles, which I still will be eating, I love having some fruits or some healthier things because that is what's gonna give you energy throughout the day when you're fasting. So you don't wanna stack up on the sugars, you wanna probably eat more of the healthier sugars. And if you don't have a blender, that is fine, because another way that I eat this is just basically doing everything that I did but without blending. So I just eat it with yogurt. So I make the Greek yogurt the actual base, and then I put fruits and granola on top. I can even sprinkle maple syrup on it if I'd like. There's a lot of ways to eat this, so don't feel pressured to do the most. Like, this is something that you can just put on the side even. You don't have to make it a full bowl. It can be a side dish to your breakfast. But I love this recipe because it is just so filling. It's healthy. It's one of those things that you can't really go wrong with. So for my last recipe, this is also something that is super easy to make, super affordable. It's just one of those things that you probably would eat when you only have like 20 minutes left before the sun rises and you're just rushing to get something in. So we are making oatmeal with fruits. So you can never go wrong with a bowl of oatmeal. So I decided to get the instant packs because I wanted something that I could throw in the microwave instead of the ones that I have to make on the stove. And I just love oatmeal because it is very customizable. You can put whatever fruits you want. I know some people eat it with like peanut butter, almond butter. I have hazelnut spread or Nutella if I wanted to add that on. It is just one of those things that you can really just, you know, spice it up whenever you feel like it. So for the ingredients, you are going to need instant oatmeal, but you can also use any kind of oatmeal that you would like. You're going to need any milk of choice. I prefer oat milk, how fitting. And you're also going to need any fruits of choice. So I'm using strawberries and blueberries again. And then maple syrup is also optional, or any kind of butters that you would like peanut butter, any of that. You can also add that on at the end. So first you're just going to dump however many packets of oatmeal you're eating into a bowl. So I decided to use 2 just to make sure that it is enough oatmeal. And you can add either cold water or cold milk, but I like to use milk. So I added oat milk. I kind of eyeballed it, but if you want to do the measurements, it's definitely on the packet already, but I prefer to just freestyle it. And after that, you just pop it in the microwave. I put it for 3 minutes since I used 2 packs and wanted to make sure that everything cooked together. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I just mixed it all together. And I don't know if I'm a little weird for this, but I like to add coffee creamer into my oatmeal sometimes. I just feel like it really adds like a little bit more flavor to it, but you obviously don't have to do that. You can also add regular milk to make the consistency a little less thicker. So after that, I just put any fruits that I want on top. So I like to add strawberries and blueberries, and then I also put maple syrup just to give it a little bit of extra taste, since it is also maple and brown sugar oatmeal. And that is it for the oatmeal. This is literally less than 5 minutes. I mean, this is one of those things you're eating when you don't even have that much time left before the sun rises, and yeah, you really can't go wrong with oatmeal at all. And I love oatmeal because it's really filling, and it's one of those things that you just can't go wrong with. You can also pair it with scrambled eggs, toast, turkey bacon, like any of those breakfast foods go really well with oatmeal. So these are the few recipes that I feel like are really easy and affordable to make. So if you are a college student and you have no idea what to eat for suhoor, and you're just away from home and you don't want to spend too much money on ingredients, I would really recommend getting some of these things because they will be very filling. They'll give you the energy you need to fast throughout the day, but you also won't spend too much time making this stuff. So I really hope that everyone who is celebrating Ramadan has an amazing month. I hope that it is blessed. I hope that all of your prayers are answered, and I hope that you can achieve everything that you put your mind to this month. I post videos every Monday at 3 p.m. so please put the bell notification on so you can know whenever I post. And I hope that everyone is staying safe, taking care of their mental health, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.